evening, everyone. My name is Ranger Caitlin. I'd like to welcome you all to Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I'm going to play a sound for you, and as you listen to it, think about how it makes you feel. Would anyone like to share how that makes them feel?
No, not her.
It makes me feel awe and passionately inspired.
All right, anyone else? I saw another hand.
How it makes me feel?
Yes.
That's the question. Like I'm out in the woods at night.
Okay.
Enjoying.
Makes me feel relaxed because I taught winter camping and backpacking here for 20 years. And we always heard owls while we were out camping.
Curious, I want to go find it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, all animals, including humans, experience the world with their senses. Owls, in particular, use their excellent hearing and vision to find their prey. They use their sharp talons and strong beaks to capture and eat their prey, and they feel the wind rush over them as they silently fly over the forests and fields of Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Owls and the other animals that live in our valley face threats to their survival. So as we learn about owls this evening, I'd like you to give some thought to if these creatures are worth saving, and if so, whose responsibility is that? Now, in Cuyahoga Valley, there's a few owls that we have. The first one, and one of the most common ones, is the great horned owl. And these are the largest. They weigh in at about 3 pounds, and they are very remarkable with their little tufted feathers. That is how they got their name. So I will pass that around. The next most common one, which we heard, they weigh in at about 1.5 pounds. So they're quite a bit smaller than the great horned owl. And then my personal favorite, and the smallest one that we have here in the park, is the eastern screech owl, and they weigh only about 6 ounces, so they're really tiny. Now, all 3 of these types of owls rely on old forests like we have here at the ledges. They like to nest in little cavities. The great horned owls will build nests, as you can see in the picture. So they're really cool creatures, and they go through life using the many adaptations they have to survive. So we're going to do a little activity, and we're going to learn a little bit more about some of the adaptations that they have. We're going to get into 4 groups, and I have some facts about each adaptation, and then I have a question that I'd like you to talk with your group about. So for vision, the question will be, what is the most breathtaking sight you have ever laid eyes on? For hearing, it will be, what is your favorite sound? For the sharp talons, it will be, what 2 foods can you not live without? And for silent flight, it will be, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? So if we could split into 4 groups. Yeah. So you guys, talons.
Maybe just put this into groups.
All right.
Based on
You guys hearing?
Hearing?
You guys gonna be able to get here?
Yeah, that's good.
Vision.
Trip over the chair.
Do another one.
talents.
Silent.
I did get up. We all have to agree on it. Welcome to my car.
We put something up there, Caitlin?
No.
Oh, just discuss
We
it.
don't put anything on.
No, not yet. Yep, just discuss amongst yourselves. And to go with talons, I have what they like to eat, if you'd like to look at what
They look young.
No, they're not.
Yeah, you go first.
I remember in junior high discussing that.
2 foods we can't go without. Can't go without chocolate.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Can't have chocolate. I know. So what would be yours? Shrimp?
It's been so long, I forgot about that one.
Cheese.
Still a big topic in junior high school.
Well, we know you like it.
Dairy.
Yes. I know, I like salads. I do like seafood, but it's not shrimp. I like salmon.
Okay.
I like salmon.
Peanut butter. Yeah.
Yeah, peanut butter. What is your favorite sound? Are we talking owl sounds or any sound?
Any sound.
Any sound?
Any sound.
Would
I know it's a tough question.
Would it include the dinner bell?
Well, yeah, it's a sound.
Okay,
Gotta be a
there's
forest at night.
Okay, forest and night sound? Well, then it's got to be a coyote.
I think
That'll work.
yeah. The sound early in the morning during spring bird migration, warbler migration. It's just
Spoken by like a true bird.
crazy.
Yeah.
I like the sound of my hummingbirds at my feeder when they chirp.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the babbling brook.
Ah, yeah, that's good. We guys tried to find
Rushing
one
water.
when we were backpacking to Camp Near, so you could listen to that at night.
Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I've only heard it a few times. Wolves.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Where did you do the first time I looked out of
What would it be if you could run really fast if you couldn't hear anything and know what was around?
Because then you could see people.
I don't want to go in the future, but I would like to go see
sitting
things like that.
especially in cities.
That's off the.
Yeah.
If you could pick what you saw.
You could
go
see in the
back.
dark. Maybe you
Well,
could have
that's
night
true.
vision.
Would you try
Randomly end
up in the middle of a Civil War?
There, but there's no other question.
So what are we supposed
What are two foods?
Okay. So ours is food. So what would you do with that?
All right, so you guys feel free to return to your seats.
What have we done with it?
talking about the eagle? So we stand up and talk.
Really?
They bore.
Oh, yeah.
Stare.
I can take your seat back for you.
Yeah.
This eagle story. What would happen if an eagle were to fly in through here right now? We go
Yeah.
all united as one. We go.
All right, everyone. So I heard some really nice conversation. I think I heard a really lovely conversation about seeing eagles take off in flight and how beautiful that is. So that's awesome. So the next thing I want you guys to think about a little bit. So owls have these adaptations. Each of you had your own. They have spectacular vision. They have excellent hearing. They can fly without making any noise, and they have those sharp talons to help catch food. So my question for you is, if you could have any one of those, what would you pick? So we're gonna get into So we have sharp talons, can be over here. Excellent vision. Silent flight. And excellent hearing. So if you want to come up, pick which one you would want the most.
I know where you would put me. You would put me over here.
I want vision.
Oh wait.
All right. I think we all want that.
Oh, I see a lot of people at flight.
I don't care whether it's silent or not.
able to see it.
That's because it's where my wife wants me to stand.
All right, so go ahead. Oh wow, a lot for flight, a lot for vision. So with the other people in your line, go ahead and talk about why you picked that adaptation. Why would you pick that? I know we're going to share with you. All right, I think everyone's kind of Anybody want to share why they picked the adaptation that they picked? Anybody want to share?
What?
Anybody want to share why you picked what you picked?
I picked flight because of the freedom.
Okay.
Well, I wanted flight, but when I realized that if I couldn't see, where, what was below me, and I wouldn't really enjoy the flying as much.
This is the only good attribute we're allowed to have.
Anybody else want to share?
And I picked excellent hearing because this is where my wife would want me to stand.
Fair enough. Anybody from
Talons are strength.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Go ahead and head back to your seat. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so now that we've learned a little bit about owls, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the threats that they're facing today. So one of the biggest threats is rat or mouse poison. A lot of those animals will ingest the poison and they won't die right away, end up outside, and then owls and other hawks, eagles, other animals like that will eat that animal and then ingest the poison and get sick from it. Insecticides are another one, specifically in agricultural fields. That really does harm to the owls. Vehicles are another one, and that's really for any animal in the park. But owls hunt at night, and it's dark, and you can't see them. They sometimes hunt near the roadways, and unfortunately collisions happen. And the last one is habitat loss. So these owls really need old forests, and deforestation is really hurting them. But there are things we can do. Instead of using rat poison, we can use traps. Instead of using insecticides, we can find other ways to keep bugs away from our fields. We can use caution when driving at night. We can put nest boxes up, giving them some place to live if their homes are being destroyed. And we can leave them alone and let them be wild. So I have one story for you before we go tonight, and that is about a nest box that was put up in Israel. There is a man, he is in the Israeli army, and he heard about all the insecticides that the farms were using throughout Israel. And he decided that he could help make a remedy for the situation. So he took old ammunition boxes, turned them into nest boxes, specifically for barn owls. Israel has the highest population of barn owls in the world. And these owls came to these farms, started nesting in the boxes, and almost completely eliminated all the mice and the rats and the bugs that were in these fields. So they put up over 300 nest boxes for these animals, and it has made a vast difference in the use of insecticides and pesticides. So this is a great example of how humans can work with nature to solve a problem. So my question for you is, are these creatures worth saving? And if so, whose responsibility is it? And there are things we can do. So on your way out, if you'd like to place a check next to something that you would be willing to do to help these creatures, that would be wonderful. And I will leave you with this quote from Teddy Roosevelt. "The wildlife and its habitat cannot speak, so we must." Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you learned a little bit about owls, and thank you for coming.